Hello friends, I'm Meteorologist Zack Shields with the exclusive Fox 7 Austin winter outlook. I know it's starting to feel more like winter for much of the country already, but the new season doesn't officially begin until December 21st at 9:03 in the morning. The Farmer's Almanac showing mild and drier than average weather, and we do agree with it, kind of like the last couple of winters. And if we look back 2 winters ago, we had all 3 months drier than average, plus it was way warmer than average, but we still had our waves of cold air giving us 15 freezes last winter. Again, all 3 months were drier than average, but we had some decent cold snaps in January and February after a very warm December, and we're expecting more of the same because La Nina will influence the winter outcome. What is La Nina? It's the cooling of the eastern Pacific. And right now, it's starting to happen across the eastern Pacific and the central Pacific areas. And this forecast for La Nina continues all the way through next February. And we're pretty confident this will continue. Now, it's going to be a weak La Nina, but all the models show it continuing for the next several months. So how does this influence the weather around here in the fall and winter? We've been experiencing this already for the last several months, keeping us warmer and drier than average this fall, and it looks like that is going to be the theme as we go into the winter months. So when La Nina kicks in, again, that's the cooling of the eastern Pacific. That's when the trade winds push the warmer water off to the west, and we have a lot of upwelling, meaning the colder waters from below start to near the surface. And when you have the colder water, you're going to have less moisture in the air. That will lead to less clouds and rain and thunderstorms in this part of the world. And this influences the storm track across the lower 48. First of all, we don't have that tropical flow that determines how much rain we see in the fall and winter. It starts to shift to the north, meeting up with the storm track. So across the northern U.S., it gets very active weather-wise during La Nina winters. But around here, it's dry and mild, and that has been the trend the last couple of winters, and it looks like there's a very good chance it's going to happen again this year with lower rainfall frequency, and that will worsen the drought and keep us on the mild side. Plus, at the tail end of winter, if we don't get our normal rains, as we get those dry, windy fronts, late winter, early spring, the wildfire risk will also increase. Here's the official winter rain outlook from the Climate Prediction Center across the south, including us right here in Texas. They agree with us, keeping us drier than average and also warmer than average with much colder than average conditions up to our north. So overall, if you're talking climate, yes, it will be mild and dry, but we're still going to forecast 10 to 15 freezes here in Central Texas, and we can't rule out every once in a while a wintry setup here in Texas, but more likely to happen off to our north.